In the Buddha's time, while he was residing at the Chetawala monastery, there was a monk named Potthilatthera. Potthilatthera was a senior monk who was skilled at studying and teaching the scriptures and had 500 monastic students. Potthilatthera had been a teacher of the scriptures during the dispensations of 7 Buddhas in the past. He found that practicing the teachings was hard for him, but teaching the teachings to others was easy. His book knowledge made him very conceited. He was eager to share his knowledge and teach others. He taught about topics that he had never experienced himself. He based all his knowledge on the attainments and teachings of others. The Buddha knew his weakness and wanted to help Potthilatthera find his way. Whenever Potthilatthera came into the presence of the Buddha would greet him as Tucca Potthilatthera, which means useless or empty scriptures. Come here, empty scriptures. Sit down, empty scriptures. You can leave now, empty scriptures. Potthilatthera was originally confused by the Buddha addressing him in such a way. However, Potthilatthera knew that the Buddha would not do this without a good reason. Potthilatthera thought, I am the teacher of over 500 monks and am the leader of many scripture groups. Yet the Buddha calls me empty scriptures. This is probably because I have not attained any level of enlightenment. Potthilatthera then tried to practice, but even with all that knowledge, he became lost and confused. Every time he started to think for himself, the answers would all come to him from his memory, instead of from his own personal experiences. I want to practice, but don't even know where to start. I have all this information, but when I go to use it, I don't know what to use first and what to use second. I'm confused. Potthilatthera had knowledge, but did not have wisdom or personal experience of this knowledge. It was like Potthilatthera had many theories and methods of how to swim, but had never touched water. Potthilatthera felt miserable and dejected. He decided it was time for him to gain real experience of the Dhamma, and not just knowledge of it. Without telling anyone, Potthilatthera left for a monastery that was over 20 yochana away. At that monastery, there were 30 monks, all of whom were arahants. Potthilatthera went and prostrated himself at the feet of the most senior monk. Teacher, please accept me as a student and train me in the path to enlightenment. Potthilatthera, you are a well-renowned teacher with much information. We should be asking you to teach us. Why is it that you are asking me to teach you? I cannot be your teacher. The senior monk knew that Potthilatthera needed to truly lower his ego before he would be able to learn the Dhamma. The senior monk therefore denied Potthilatthera and asked him to ask the next most senior monk. However, every monk that Potthilatthera asked, even monks who were his juniors, said the same thing. Only a 7-year-old samanera, or novice, who was also an arahant, remained as a possible teacher. After being denied by all 30 monks, Potthilatthera's ego was greatly reduced. Potthilatthera paid his respects to the novice and said, Respected sir, please be my refuge. I have nowhere else to turn. Please teach me how to practice the Dhamma. All I know is how to study the Dhamma, but I have no idea how to practice it.
Teacher? What do you mean? You are an old man and have been ordained as a monk for a long time. Not only that, you are a famous teacher of the scriptures. I should be learning something from you.
Sir, please accept me as a student. I humbly request you take me on.
If you are willing to take instruction from a 7-year-old novice, then I will be your teacher.
I can definitely take instruction. If you told me to run into the fire, I would do so without hesitation.
There is water over there. Without removing your robes, go into the water.
Without hesitation, Potthilatthera, wearing expensive and fancy silk robes, got up and went into the water. Once he was up to his knees, the Samanera said,
"Come to me."
Potthilatthera immediately left the water and went to the Samanera. His mind was focused on doing whatever it took. The Samanera then said,
"Go into the water."
Potthilatthera immediately went into the water. After the water had come up to his waist, the Samanera said,
"Come to me." Go into the water.
This time, the water went up to Potthilatthera's chest.
Come to me. Go into the water.
This time, the water went over Potthilatthera's head.
Come to me.
Potthilatthera came back immediately. The Samanera felt that Potthilatthera had truly released his conceit and was ready to be taught.
If you are going to learn from me, you must practice only what I teach. As for all the knowledge you have studied, lock it away safely in a bookcase. Do not combine it with what I teach you. My teachings will be separate from your previous knowledge. Can you do this?
Yes, teacher.
Do not think as you have learned. Think for yourself. Think as much as you can on your own. Let the thoughts come naturally. Allow your mind to express itself. Contemplate the thoughts and feelings that arise from your mind, not the concept, but the actual thoughts. This way, you will be contemplating your experiences, not your knowledge. Ask yourself, is there anything in this world that belongs to you? Everything that you contemplate, ask yourself, does it lead to suffering? Is it impermanent? Is it self? When contemplating, do not answer with knowledge, but explore and contemplate each thing that you think of. Only use your own wisdom. Do not use the answers and wisdom of others. There is an anthill. There are 6 entrances. A lizard has entered one of the entrances. A person who wishes to capture the lizard must plug 5 of the entrances and destroy the 6th entrance. They must capture the lizard in the entrance that it entered. There are 6 channels. Close the 5 channels that correspond to the 5 senses: sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. Focus your contemplations on the 6th channel, which corresponds to your mind. After hearing this short discourse, Potthilatthera now knew what he needed to work on. He was going to keep his mind firmly concentrated on the true nature of the body and the mind. That is, they are subject to dukkha, suffering, anicca, impermanence, and anatta, being not self. Potthilatthera was very ardent and vigilant in his contemplation. The Buddha, who was over 120 yochana away, saw with his divine eye that Potthilatthera was striving with diligence, and that his panya, wisdom, was full and energetic. The Buddha appeared in a vision to Potthilatthera and said, "Wisdom is born of concentration. Without concentration, wisdom is lost. Knowing that wisdom can either increase or decrease, one must conduct oneself so that wisdom will increase." At the end of the discourse, Potthilatthera attained arahantship. What did you learn from this story? Let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed the video. Click like if you did, and click subscribe if you want to see our uploads. And consider making a donation to support our Buddhist animation project.